Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Larry, and you're chilling and grilling with me. I like it. I am the world's best dad, by the way, in case you didn't know. The world. Not the universe, just the world. Best. Not the greatest, just the best. What's the difference between greatest and best?
Anyway.
Today we're making a chicken chili with a white sauce, guys. A lot of ingredients here. Don't let it be intimidating to you. It's just a lot of ingredients. So we have extra virgin olive oil. We have supposed to be a small yellow onion, and I'd say this is like a medium yellow onion.
Small to medium.
It's a small to medium yellow onion. We have a jalapeno. Now, we're not making it very spicy because Larry don't like spicy because something happened to me a while ago. I think I did way too many challenges on hot sauce and hot peppers and ghost peppers and all that stuff. I can't stand them. But this pepper is not too bad in this dish. So we also have garlic. We have oregano. We have some cumin. We have some green something.
Chopped green chilies.
Yeah, that. Some chopped green chilies. We have some chicken stock.
Reduced sodium.
Reduced sodium. Because the reason why it's reduced is because we're going to add our own whenever we're ready to. And some pepper. And we also have some, what are these? Some white kidney beans.
Cannellini.
Cannellini. Cannellini. Cannellini. Cannellini beans. Or some white kidney beans. We have some black beans. And that's all they're called. Black beans. We got some flour. We have a red pepper. We have some mixed cheddar jack cheese that is a little bit of, it's already, what you call it? Blended and shredded. So they're this way because we're a little bit lazy and we don't want to do our own. We have some sour cream. We have some parsley and some chicken breast. Now this recipe only calls for 3, but it was a 4-pack, so we're just going to put another piece aside. And also, now, I like Fritos corn chips, so I got these. The last time my wife made this, she made it with Tostitos. And it was actually very, very delicious. But I'm a fan of corn chips. Wish we would have had Dipsy Doodles, but she got Fritos instead. Dipsy Doodles, Wise makes them way better than Fritos. Just saying.
I've never heard of them.
I've never heard of them.
We'll Google it.
They do exist. We looked it up and
Dipsy Doodles.
they exist.
Guys.
I've just never seen them.
Yeah, I already proved it to Tom. Now I got to prove it to you. Check it out. You check it out too. They're delicious. They're a little bit better than them. They're a little bit different flavor. These are a little bit thicker, I think, than Dipsy Doodles. Guys, all right, we got a lot of stuff to do. A lot of chopping. Well, not a lot of chopping, just a little chopping.
It comes together really fast.
It comes together really fast. So, guys, let's get started. So, guys, as I was getting everything together, I'm getting it ready to cook and get my ingredients in the different things here. I put the beans in there, the black beans and the white beans, but I took about a quarter of the white beans out, put them over here. Huh?
Beans.
Beans. And you want to mash these. Just gonna
pulverize them with a wooden spoon.
Yeah, I'm gonna pulverize them, make kind of like a paste out of them. That is to thicken up the chili sauce. So looks kind of nasty, doesn't it?
A little bit.
These beans, I just love them.
I'll save some for the chili. What?
Don't make me hit you with a wooden spoon.
That's messed up.
Only if I actually hit you with it would it be messed up. Gonna mess you up.
Pretty sure the concept of it is generally messed up.
All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna finish smashing these, guys. And then after that, we can get started after somebody's going really slow chopping everything. But
At least somebody else is chopping.
not fast enough though. Huh? Tom, don't talk that way to your mother. That's not right.
I haven't said anything.
That was you.
We sound very different.
You're gonna get sent to your room. I don't like your attitude. All right, guys, so I'm gonna continue smashing this and then we'll get to the next step. First thing we're going to do is turn on the right one.
That's the left one.
Well, it's the left one, but it's the correct one. That's what I meant. Put a tablespoon of olive oil in your trusty cast iron pot. If you haven't got one yet, you guys can use a regular pot. And then eventually buy yourself one of these and you'll be happy. So going to get that hot in there, and once that gets hot, then we're going to add a few ingredients. Going to wait a little bit. So now it's really hot, guys. I already put one little onion there to test. So I'm going to put my onion in there. Oh, listen to that. Oh. Oh. My red pepper. Put that in there. And my jalapeno. Now listen, guys.
Jalapeno.
Jalapeno. We took the seeds and the membrane out. I guess that's what you call it, the membrane. I'm going to mix that up in here, guys. We took that out because we don't like it so hot. Like I said, my heatness has, my likability of heatness has gone out the window because of different challenges that we've done and everything. I'm going to turn it down to medium right now, guys, because it's nice and hot.
Looks colorful.
Yeah, it looks a little like Christmas. Let that go for a while, guys, until they start getting tender.
About 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you keep stirring it, guys, because you don't want it to burn.
Just stir it occasionally.
Next step, guys, you want to add 2 cloves of garlic. Minced. You want to add a teaspoon of oregano and a teaspoon of cumin.
Actually, it's a half a teaspoon of each.
A half a teaspoon. Larry might have put a teaspoon in there.
Even though the recipe said half?
May have. I'm not really quite sure.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
This is going to be very spicy.
I can't remember now. It was a beer ago. I'm going to stir that in there nice and good, guys. Pretty sure it's a half. It's a half a teaspoon of cumin and a half a teaspoon of oregano. Looked more like a teaspoon in the container. Not quite sure why. So after you stir that up, now you're going to take 2 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of flour and stir that in there. This is so we can kind of thicken it up a little bit, guys.
How long do you stir it for?
About a minute.
Nice. Also, isn't it pronounced cumin?
Cumin.
Maybe it's a both ways sort of thing.
It's cumin.
I know it's not both.
Because I just say cumin.
That doesn't mean it's right.
What are you trying to say? I say things wrong? Is that what you're trying to say? Tom, I'm the world's best dad.
I'm gonna cross that out and write smelliest.
Smelliest?
Big sting.
Okay, and then we'll go to the next step, guys. So now we're going to add the chilies. That it could be a problem getting them out of the can because the spoon don't fit in it. Stir them in there. There's another can somewhere, but it disappeared. Oh, it miraculously appeared. Oh, I got a spoon. Yeah.
You already had a spoon.
Yeah, but I got a better spoon. Okay, and add the chicken broth in there, guys. Oh, yeah.
How much of that are you adding?
Stir.
Stop it and then stir.
Get your flour incorporated.
Getting that flour incorporated. It's almost like
There's a weird echo
there's
in
an
here.
echo. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I like to stir it a little bit more to get that stuff off the bottom before I go and add more broth.
But you also need to add more broth.
I will add more broth. Add a little more broth in there, guys. Do a little bit more stirring. Add a little more broth. Suddenly I gotta pee.
Are you going to be using that entire thing of broth?
Yes, I am. Why, yes, Tom. That's a good.
How much broth is that anyway?
That is a lot of broth right there. It's 48 ounces.
6 cups.
Or 6 cups, if you want to do the math. Okay, that's enough. We can just add it all in there now.
As you block the
I'm
lens.
sorry. Well, watch the splatter, guys. Even though I'm cooling it off right now, it's not really that hot.
Some of it might be though, you can't be sure.
See, they should make these so that it doesn't splatter like that, and it'd be very easy. All they got to do is put a certain thing inside there, and like a little flapper. We have that on our chemicals at work. Little flappers in there, stops it from going getting that air in there and going blah 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 blah, splash 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 splash.
Interesting.
Okay, so I'm going to stir that all up, guys, and the next thing you know, we're going to add our chicken. Now our chicken, they were whole breasts. We're using 3 of them, and they're cut about in thirds of each one, and we're just going to plop them in like that. And you're like, what? You're plopping chicken in like that? How can you plop chicken in like that? How can anybody eat that size of chicken? Well, that's a good, look, we got a double one there.
2 for 1.
Don't you wish that if it was the claw machine, you could get 2 prizes for 1? Alright guys, so next thing you do is make sure that's immersed in there, the chicken. Going to put that lid on it.
Chicken submerged.
Wait for it to come to a boil.
You're going to put the lid on and wait for it to come to a boil, guys.
Simmer it for 10 to 12 minutes.
And then you're going to simmer it for 10 to 12 minutes. That's what I heard anyway. So now we'll just sit back and wait. So the next step, guys, because now the timer just went off, as you can see, we got it. Still simmering. Yeah, that's a heavy lid right there. You hear that noise?
That'll do.
Now get your tongs. And now it's like zzz, 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 zzz. Oh, I won a prize.
It's chicken.
Okay, and then you want to take out all the pieces of chicken.
Well, they look a lot more cooked than when they were first put in.
And if there's any peppers that are trying to make an escape over here, get them back in there. Which there's quite a few of them. Okay, and we want to get all this chicken out, which if I only counted the pieces,
9.
there's 9. I did count the
Good
pieces.
counting. That was quick.
This one right here is slippy. There's always one that's a troublemaker. Wow. That's just like when I play the claw machine. You got something good, you think you got it, next thing you know, it's too heavy for the claw, because that's how they work them games.
Well, it's not that it's too heavy for the claw, otherwise it would never work ever. It's not programmed to actually grip with the strength.
Isn't that basically the same thing?
Not really.
I'm gonna slap you with these tongs, Tom.
Why are you so violent today?
Cause
Stop it.
I think you basically just said the same thing I just said. They're too heavy for the claw.
If they were too heavy for the claw, then the claw would never ever work.
No, they put in the cheap stuff as the lighter stuff. That's the stuff that works.
That's not the stuff that works.
Oh, that's how it works. Don't you tell me. I used to run an arcade for 22 years.
No, you didn't.
I could have. Okay,
If you
so
did, I would have known about it, and I wouldn't have said anything.
after the chicken's all out, I'm gonna put that aside for a second. Let me put that over there, because that's got to get shredded, and I'll show you that in a second, guys. But right now, I want to tell you what to do. Take your beans and your wooden spoon, and put your beans.
Put the beans on it.
Put your beans. Don't spill the beans. And every once in a while, what happens is a piece of bean or a piece of liquid might splash out and burn your arm. But a real man doesn't even say ow. He just takes it. Oh, and here's your bean paste. Uh-oh.
Remember that from earlier?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I just didn't want that to make it big. Can you see that real good on camera, Tom?
Luckily, yes.
Okay, so I want to stir this. Okay, while I'm doing this, the chicken will get shredded eventually. I just want to stir this up. And then you want this to get back to a boil, guys. And when the chicken gets shredded, put it back in there. And we're gonna let this simmer again at a low boil for about 10 minutes.
And if the chicken's not cooked, it'll finish cooking when it goes back in the boiling.
If the chicken's not all the way cooked, in case you couldn't hear my echo, sometimes I say it the first time very low, so you really can't hear. And I change octaves in case you didn't notice that. I do that just, I want to switch it up a little bit. I don't want it always to be stagnant here. So I forget what I said before, but it was something about.
It'll finish cooking.
Oh yeah, wow. It'll finish cooking the chicken if it's not cooked all the way when you put it back in here. So I just want to kind of, because the paste is still a little chunky in here. Now it looks really thin right now.
Turn the heat up a little.
But I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit, just to get it cooking a little bit.
More.
A little bit more. About medium, guys. Now I'm going to put a lid back on it because that'll help. That's a hot lid. That'll help bring it to a boil real quick. And in the meantime, I'm going to shred some chicken.
So while we're waiting for the beans,
I'm cutting the chicken in small pieces right now. I'm just going to put this aside. I'm going to shred it. Not to the shredding part, just to the cutting it up part. I don't know why I have a paper towel in my hand. It's just stuck there.
So you're cutting them up in
I'm just cutting it up
slices.
in some small pieces right now.
Yeah, but how do you do the shredding?
I'm not to that point. Why would I say that when I'm not there yet, Tom? Don't try to confuse the people. That's messed up.
Because you're just doing some cutting, and I think
I'm just cutting right now. I'm just showing you what you got to do. Now this is really hot. That's why I got a fork. So you got to stick a fork in it. Okay, I'm going to take that, put it aside. I'm going to keep doing this until I'm to the next step. So what I did basically, guys, is I cut all the chicken up so that's in slices so that it's easier to pull it apart. And it's kind of like pulled pork, guys. You want to do small enough pieces that it's like bite-sized pieces.
Unfortunately, it looks like they're a little too small for those Wolverine claws I know you like using.
I know, I love those things too. It's kind of depressing that I can't use them. I kind of want to just bring them out just to use them.
The real question is though,
What?
how come the Fritos are open?
I don't know. You know, sometimes you go to the store and you buy them, and then next thing you know they're open. And sometimes it's just a Frito thief. You know,
So there's a Frito thief?
Pretty sure there's a Frito thief in the house.
Okay. So that's about as big as you want to get that chicken?
Yeah, I want to do it like this. I'm going to continue to do this, and this. I'll tell you what, guys. This chicken is pretty much done. It's nice and tender. It tastes yummy. In case you ate any.
And it can go right back into the pot
And it can go like I can do this. I'll show you in a second, guys. I'm trying to go fast, getting cramps in my hands. Seems like I got the hard job. Some other people got the easy job, like holding a camera. Just saying. I'm not gonna mention any names. So,
all right, Mr. Head Chef, you want me to cook it next time?
yes, I think everybody is waiting for Tom to cook something, guys. So in the meantime, while this is, I'm gonna shred the rest of it. But in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this off, and I'm going to get my knife over here because it's easier this way. Put the chicken in there.
Put the chicken with the beans.
Put the chicken with the beans in there. Okay, and then I can stir that real quick. And then put the lid back on. And then I can finish doing my...
Is it simmering?
Not quite. And then I can finish shredding my chicken, do the same thing, and then we got to get it to a boil and then simmer it for like 10 minutes.
All right, sounds good. So, you gonna cover that?
Actually, once you have it to a simmer now, guys, and you stirred it all in there, leave it uncovered, let it simmer for about 10 minutes. As you can see, we've already been doing this. It's 8 minutes and some seconds now.
Okay.
So guys, oops, there's a time. Hell, well, that was like perfect timing. So guys, listen. As you can see, look, it's pretty thin. We want ours a little bit thicker than this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the timer on 5 more minutes. And let it go, just so it can cook more of that liquid off of there.
We need it to be thicker.
Yeah, it's not going to be real thick, but it'll be thicker. And it's going to be delicious. Timer just went off, guys. I'm going to give it a quick stir here. It's, you know, it doesn't seem like it's real thick, but don't forget, when it cools off, it gets thicker, guys. Okay, so now I have about a 1/4 cup of chopped up parsley. Throw that in there, stir up. And I have a 1/2 cup of sour cream. At this point, guys, turn the heat off. Don't need the heat. Now I'm going to add this in there. I wish that we had a better kitchen for you guys, that you guys could see this, because the angle that Tom has to get on because of the window there kind of sucks.
Yeah, to look like towards the window, that would just be a silhouette.
Yeah, which would be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Some people like cilantro.
Some people, oh yes. Some people like cilantro. I do not like it. It's weird because it's like a genetic thing. Like you either like it or you hate it, and I can't stand it. I don't think Tom likes it. I don't know if my wife likes it or not. She hates it.
Tastes like detergent.
Yeah, it tastes like dish detergent. That's what the way I feel too, and I think that's the way Tom feels.
Yep.
So we're gonna stir this up, guys, for a little bit, and then I'm going to taste it and then see if it needs salt or pepper. But
What's a little bit unusual about this is that there's no corn being added in.
I was gonna just mention that, but I'm glad that you brought that up, Tom. One of the things you can do, guys, because some people like corn in their chili, is you can put corn in there. And if you're going to put corn in there, you want to do it back when you put the beans in. And frozen corn is what you want to use for that, guys. I love corn, but I don't really care for it in chili. And this is delicious. I think this would be delicious either way, whether you added that in or not. And remember, guys, if you like, if you like it hotter, put more pepper in. Hot pepper, I'm talking about.
Jalapeno seeds.
Jalapeno, put the seeds in there and everything. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna get this spoon over here and I'm gonna get a little bit of this. And I'm gonna burn myself right now, probably.
Probably will.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'll burn myself.
It's hot, but not in the...
Now, definitely need salt and pepper, guys. So I'm gonna give it a good dose of pepper. I love pepper for one. This pepper thing is almost out.
So it is.
Like, I mean, like, it's a dead pepper. And there's a couple little things in there, but it's not worth it. I'm gonna get a fresh one. Yeah, that's way better, guys. Put me a heavy dose of pepper in there. So I heard that's enough.
So did I.
That's enough.
I thought I heard that's enough again.
What happened to... You can only add...
That's enough.
That's salt.
See? You know,
Sorry.
my dad used to have a saying a long time ago. God rest his soul. It's better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. These are words to live by. I'm just saying. So now I want to stir this all up again. I'm going to taste it again, but I'm going to get a fresh spoon and taste it.
Let's also not forget that you can always add more in, but you can't take it out.
Exactly. That's our saying. It's not our saying. I think we stole it from somebody else. Probably Bobby
We
Flay.
incorporated it.
Bobby Flay and all the rest of the guys. Rachel, Ray.
Why are the Fritos now in the center?
Oh. Well, I was hungry waiting for everything to get done.
Oh, so you're the Frito thief.
I mean, somebody was hungry
Oh, no,
waiting
it's
for
too
everything
late.
to get done.
I've already heard everything.
It just needs a tad bit more salt. I'm going to stir it. And then I'm ready to plate, guys.
Sounds good, because I'm hungry.
You're always hungry.
That's just me.
Now it's time to plate it, guys. Or in this case, bowl it. This is for me, so get yourself a nice
You're going bowling?
bowling.
Is there gonna bowl it?
Oh, jeez. Where do you get your corniness from?
Oh, I make one joke.
Yeah. Get some cheese. And depending on how much cheese you like, I like cheese. I'm gonna put plenty on top of that. And take some chips and just put some chips in there too, guys.
Not gonna like break them up or anything?
No, they're gonna get nice and soggy in there. I like it like that. Now,
Fair enough.
because I like cheese so much,
You put more cheese on top?
I'll put more cheese on top. There we go, guys. That's a bowl of chicken chili right there.
That it is.
And it's gonna be delicious.
Oh yes.
So until next time, guys, grab yourself something cold to drink. Mine's way over there. Put your feet up and relax. And we shall meet you at the lounge.